going on? Okay. Duh. It was muted. Hey, we back. Can y'all hear me? That tells you how much I go on YouTube. Can you guys hear me now? It was muted. We had like 20 something people in here watching, and I was muted, just going, 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 going. All right, you can hear me now. Okay, good. So we're gonna start over. Facebook. What's the Hey, Facebook people. I see Amy in here. I see Sarah in here. Come on back in. Come on back in. Come on back in. My YouTube folks. We're gonna start over. All right. I have my tarot cards separated piles. All right. And I want to give you guys some just general messages that have been coming through today. If you've been looking for messages specifically connected to money, if you've been looking for messages specifically connected to money, you are in the right place. Go ahead and tag somebody before we get into it. But what I would like for you to do in the chat is I would like for you to drop an A, B, or C. Okay. 3 piles. A, pile B, and pile C. And in just a few moments here, I'm going to do some rapid reads from these piles. And I'm asking all of our guides to come in and give us divine instruction, clear, concise, divine instruction for all 3 of these piles. Okay, now that we're here, we got things sorted out. I'm going to go ahead and anoint my hands with a little oil here. We go beat it to what I'm feeling. Did y'all choose a pile? You're going to choose A, B, or C. All right. I've had some channel messages come through. Actually, a couple of audio messages that I made for some messages that come through came through for my group that I have going on right now. And I'm not trying to sell you on a group. I'm not trying to advertise you or sell you on nothing. I just want you to know that you're here and you're listening to this message. You're here on purpose, and it's always my intention that you'll get what you need from being here. It is not by coincidence. It's a million and one different lives you could be watching right now, and somehow you're on mine. Right? I had some messages that were going out this afternoon to my group that had channeled through that wanted to discuss the word poverty. And I think we all think we know what poverty means. We have meanings and connotations that have been attached to it. We're kind of going into that etymology bag and going back to the roots of that word and realizing poverty is beyond, far beyond financial means. It is in its root means to be in a state of wanting. To be in a state of wanting. I just want us to just hold that for just a moment. To be in poverty is to be in a state of wanting. We all have things that we want. Right? On one hand, you can say, how do we get out of wanting? We're constantly in wanting. There's always things that we want, right? There's always things that we need. But it brought up this whole other topic of conversation around how much time do we ever spend not actively in a state of wanting, right? How often? Take it down to the day by day level in a day, in a 24-hour span of time. Seconds, minutes, hours. There are only a few emotions that we can tap into that can disconnect us from that conduit of poverty when it comes to being in the state of wanting, right? All roads lead back to meditation. We're not going to avoid it. You might as well go ahead and get comfortable with it. You might as well go ahead and figure out what type of meditation works for you. The moment you say that meditation isn't for you, it is. It's for everybody, right? So it's just a matter of figuring out what is for you and what works for you. But meditation is a space that can disconnect you from that state of wanting as you are observing and being still with your own thoughts. right? And then the one I keep talking about over and over and over, being the artist, being the creative, being in that creative flow, whether you're just coloring in a coloring book, it doesn't matter if you color good, it doesn't matter if you stay in the lines. The act of creating in any kind of artistic way, creative way, in itself is something that disconnects you from that state of wanting. In that moment, you're fine. In that moment, you're good. Can you remember when you were in love with coloring? I believe all of us have gone through a phase or a particular time in life where it's like, hey, this coloring thing, you can smell the coloring book pages, and you can smell the crayons, and you can remember how satisfying that felt for you at one point in your life. And odds are, if it's ever felt satisfying to you before, it will feel satisfying to you again if you were to pick the habit back up. So these things are so simple that when we start talking about conversations around money and resetting our energy around finances and wealth and um, our ideas of abundance and all of these things, when I tap into my guides, I don't know what the expectation is, if it's my expectation, if it's the expectation of the collective. But when I ask for messages around money, it seems like it would be something more complex or something that involves more steps. But it's all quite simple. And even with all of the examples that have been made by my own life, if you've been following me for a while, I'm very vulnerable. I'm very transparent about my ups and downs and highs and lows and peaks and valleys because that's part of my work is to stand in that space of vulnerability and transparency because who you are is more why you're here than what you do, and you being in a position to show something, express something, talk about something that is uncomfortable. I take that as a gift. I take that as an opportunity. Um, but we always want these messages to be complicated or have all of these steps, and they never do. To talk about the law of attraction in a way that doesn't make me want to gag, and some of it is my own ego shit. I'm the first one to admit that, just knowing that I've been in this space for so long, and in a decade plus, is probably tired of hearing the word law of attraction, especially when you dig down far enough into it to realize that it's just a fancy word for healing, right? It is a fancy word for healing, healing back. You recognize that so much of this is about returning to a state of existence that maybe most of us didn't get a chance to exist in, right? Returning back to the child, returning back to the version of yourself who you were prior to trauma coming in and shifting you into a state where you had to protect yourself, where you had to survive, where you had to harden yourself. So much of this process of manifesting and law of attraction is returning back to our most authentic selves. And for many, many, many of us, there is not a version to return back to that we can recall. So it becomes even more imperative that these messages around creativity are not taken as your art teacher telling you need to draw more because you're good at it. That's not what that message is. And I'm always asking my guides to give it to me in a way, use me as a vessel to give it to you in a way that expresses the potency, the importance. We have so much undoing to do. We've had such a number done on us as a society when it comes around how we view creativity and the arts, that we don't see a connection back to our mental health, we don't see a connection back to our spiritual health, we don't see that The law of attraction, at the end of the day, is a science. And that science of like attract like, talking about more than anything. I'm sure there's so many other ways you can articulate it, but in the the strongest of meaning, that is to attract something into your experience. You must be able to get on a similar frequency, a similar vibration, a similar state of existence to the thing that you want to attract, which feels like such a catch 22, which feels like such a chore in some ways, because it's like, how do I get on a frequency that I'm not on? How do I have the feeling of having something that I don't have? How do I have the feeling of experiencing something that I haven't experienced? It's all in here, that pineal gland, that third eye, your ability to close your eye and imagine, your ability to pretend, your ability to create. What words could, could we say? What words could Spirit give us that makes it easier for us to digest? That it is a lifeline to have a creative regimen of some sort. It is a lifeline to have a meditation regimen of some sort. It is a health. It is vital for the kind of existence that most people are saying that they want to have. Otherwise, we find ourselves going through 24 hours in a day and spending not a moment of that in acknowledgement of the ways in which we are already abundant. This is it's not complicated. It's so simple that we miss it. So simple that we miss it. You want the thing that you want because you want the relief, you want the feeling, you want the experience, you want the internal validation of your care and your well-being. You want the validation of your own intuition. You want what you want because you want the feeling you attached to the thing that you want. All right. So if the science of attraction is that thing that I don't currently feel that I possess, that thing that I don't currently see in my physical experience, it is attached to an emotion. It is attached to a feeling. And that thing is not the only path to that feeling and that emotion. There are always other paths to that feeling and that emotion. And in order for you to get to that particular thing, experience what you seek to do, have, or become, you're going to have to find a path that is accessible from where you are, that can get you as close to that emotional frequency as you can get. Do you understand? If the destination is the feeling, we have so many ways that we can get to the feeling. And it's our ability to get to that feeling that attracts the thing, experience that we want to have. It's really quite simple when you break it down. But there's some hiccups in the giddy up, right? Because what you would have to first be able to do is you'd have to be aware. You'd have to first be aware. You'd have to not have the wanting consume you. You don't want to become obsessed with the wanting. And as I'm saying this, I'm feeling a depth to it that I hope is translating to whoever needs to hear it. This is what's happening with the spiritual, metaphysical, alternative spirituality community. This is where we're hanging ourselves up. Okay. It's very clear, right? Because everybody's a coach and everybody's an intuitive, everybody's uh, a law of attraction speaker, everybody's got a book, and everybody's got a podcast. And 99.99% of what's being spewed through all of these platforms and avenues is igniting the flame of wanting. Do you see? It's igniting the positive because we're putting things on vision boards and putting things in journals and putting things on altars, right? And not listen, this is not me saying don't do those things. I do those things too. But how it's coming through today, though, kind of give me a different little spin. Kind of give, are y'all with me? Talk to me in the comments. We live. Kind of give me a different little spin. What are we fanning the flames of? What are we putting energy towards? There's so much wanting, want all the time. You need all the time. If we want to disconnect from poverty, we would have to intentionally set time to disconnect from the state of existence where you want, need. Not because you don't, but because the scales need to be tipped. Come on, Libra. The scales need to be tipped a bit. We can't spend all of our time in an active state of wanting and need because that says it speaks volumes to our non-physical team. It speaks volumes to our co-creative process. It speaks volumes to say, I never have enough in any situation ever. There is no satiated feeling. There is no satisfaction. There is no contentment. There is no feeling full. There is none of that on my radar. I don't have a single thing going on in my life that I can tap into that will give me the emotional frequency match of being wealthy and having enough and being abundant. Yet I don't understand why I can't get on the frequency channel of wealth. Maybe it's not hit for y'all how it's hit for me. Maybe it's not hitting for y'all how it's hitting for me. What kind of relationship is this? What kind of relationship is this that we have with creation where our hands are always, it's not our fault. I don't want us to hold any shame, hold any weight around it. Our society has taught us this. It is not our nature. It is our nurture. Hands out. I need more. Give me more. This isn't enough. Every paycheck, this isn't enough. Every deposit, this isn't enough. Every food order, this isn't right. And this servings, this isn't the size. This isn't what I expected. Give me more. What more can I have? I am in need. I am in want. I am in poverty. Feed me. But yet the energy that you're trying to get to feels I have more than enough. Look at all that I have, right? There was a space and time where I recognized the power in giving so strongly. When I was homeless, I didn't know where I was going to go. I didn't know what I was going to do. I didn't know how anything was going to come together, right? And I heard in my meditation time, what are you abundant in? What do you have that you can give? And I said, well, you know, the creator gave me something I can do with my mouth, that I can speak, and I can talk, and I can say to other people what I wish someone would say to me, that I can speak life into folks for free. I could give that. I can do that. I can walk up down the street all day long and encourage people. It's all I had that I could give. And I have nothing else. And so I gave that. And I started doing that. And that put me on a frequency channel of abundance. Well, what else do you have that do you have anything else that you feel abundant? What else can you give? And that started a path of opening up more doors. Same thing. Same thing. Health. Looking at our health. Where are you healthy? Do your eyes blink? Can you can you can you smell? Are your joints moving? Do they rotate? And you keep talking about the knees and what the knees can't do, and talking about what this can't do and how this aches and that aches. Ooh, if the power is in our tongue, we are speaking pretty consistently against ourselves and pretty consistently against whatever it is we are abundant in. All right, now we're gonna get into these messages. Now we're gonna get into these messages. Hey. We still got people hanging off of YouTube. Hey, YouTube. Facebook people, talk to me. A, B, and C. All right. A, B, and C. Y'all talk to me. Is anything from this message making you think about anything? I want you to talk to me in the comments if you can. See, I'm gonna have to get on and turn this outside light on in just a minute. Yeah. Hey, team. I got folks on YouTube. I got folks on Facebook. I left my TikTok folks out today, but I wanted to try something a little bit different. I'm going to be shifting quite a bit into YouTube content over these next 2 weeks, moving into May. Um, so I want you guys to get used to seeing me pop up on YouTube. If you're on Facebook and you do not follow the Sunday School Dropout Show on YouTube, do me a big fat favor and do that the moment you get a chance. Please, that really helps. And if you have not done so yet, this is your opportunity. Hey, Maya, this is your opportunity to choose pile A, pile B, or pile C. So what I have here is I have 3 piles of tarot cards. And what I'm going to do is we're just going to rapid fire messages for each of these 3 piles over this last little bit here. And if you are someone who's interested in my services, whether they are creative services or intuitive services, and you would like a personalized flash sale offer just for you, I want you to type flash sale in the chat or inbox me the words flash sale. All right. Turn the light off. Be right back. Don't look at my booty. Right? Always it's always a good day for me when I can dress like I'm still living in the Caribbean somewhere. Hey, thank you for joining the YouTube. Thank y'all. If you can hop over to my YouTube channel, I'm still live there as well, and subscribe to the page because oh, I feel like I've been saying it so long that big changes are coming, big changes are coming, big changes are coming. But the big change that needed to come had to happen in here with me. And I can firmly say that big change has happened. So now those external big changes are going to be rolling out day by day, week by week here. All right. So if you've not done so yet, this is your last chance, all right, to choose pile A, B, or C. I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to um, select a few cards for that from that pile and just give you a couple fast, rapid messages here. If you're someone here that's looking to work with me one on one, whether creatively or intuitively, this is a very special night because I'm going to be doing individualized flash sale offers, um, individual to the person. So jump in my inbox or text me if you have a number, and I'll get you there. All right. C in the chat. We got B in the chat. What else we have? Hey, Alma. Thank you, Art. All right. So once again, if you're not subscribed to the YouTube channel, please go and hit that subscribe because we are going to be turning that interview up. All right. A, B, or C. That's what I'm feeling. Every message that comes through tonight is going to be directly connected to your own personal financial increase. Amen. I say, namaste. All right. Amen. I say, namaste. Whatever message comes through tonight for your pal is going to also connect to a direct personal financial increase in some kind of way. And I want you to slide in my DMs and slide in my inbox and let me know when that happens. There's some folks here from the last live that I did, a couple of days ago, where I gave some direct instruction came through around what scratch off card to play, a couple numbers to play. And yes, there have been people in my inbox who have hit from those numbers. So take that as you will. All right. Card pile A. This is gonna be your messages. If you're pile A in the chat, say whoop whoop. All right. Hey, let's do this. Let's do this. You couldn't find the scratch off. Just keep your eye out for it, okay? Keep your eye out for it. It's not any particular scratch. I just saw it in my mind's eye. It was green. It had clovers on it, or could have just been green. I saw some green. I saw some with clovers on it. So going into that direction, we've had some people uh, winning some money. All right. So card pile A. I'm gonna pull cards from your pile specifically, and we're gonna have these messages that are coming through for you. All right. So if you chose pile A, first I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give you the faith card, which is the card that I actually labeled pile A. We're gonna turn around right now. Uh, YouTube's gonna see it first. YouTube, that is the first card of pile A. If you are just joining us, because I see people are jumping onto the YouTube channel. If you're just joining us, you're not too late, but just real quick, real quick, real quick. A, B, or C. A, B, or C. All right. Put in the chat whatever is in your spirit. A, B, or C. Throw it in the chat. The first card that's coming out is that Two of Pentacles, but that Two of Pentacles, y'all, is coming in reverse. Y'all see that, right? Two of Pentacles coming in reverse. I asked for divine messages connected around money, and of course, the first card out is the Pentacles. Let me give you that card. We got Two of Pentacles coming in reverse. Also for A, we got Three of Swords coming up, and also for A, we have Two of Swords in reverse. In reverse. Woo. All right. If y'all are new here and y'all are just joining me, just know that I get electrical pulsing sensations that run through my body when I can feel the messages coming through. I am literally sitting here with my anointing oil. Like I'm not playing with y'all tonight. These messages want to come through. Pile A. Pile A. There's no clear way for me to say this. And I want you to just bear with me for a second. All right. Because I feel like there may be some initial resistance. So just bear with. Bear with. You're gonna have to get right with God. You're gonna have to get right with God, whatever that means for you. That Two of Swords coming up in reverse is there is a disconnect. There is a line of disconnect coming up with what you're desiring and asking for and wanting out of this world, and what you believe to be true, what is available to you to experience. That is a beef with God. There's no way to sugarcoat that. You beefing with God, right? Because on one hand, we can make this about the money. But what it's going to come down to is a recognizing that each person in this physical experience is having their own independent physical experience. It is a multiverse filled with multiverses. And how you connect to your higher self, no matter if you call that God, no matter if you call that the ancestors, no matter what you believe and choose to call it, that doesn't matter. Your relationship is what matters. Because whatever God is, you are also. You are made in the fabric of, in the image of. And if you are beefing with God, you're beefing with yourself. And if you're beefing with yourself, that's a resistance energy all around whatever you're trying to manifest, whatever you're trying to bring into your experience, whatever you're trying to tap into, whatever frequency channel you're trying to hop onto. If you are beefing with you, if you are beefing with God, we don't ever get the consistent stream of focused momentum to pull in what you're asking for. All right. That two of swords being in reverse is the reason also that two of pentacles came out in reverse. Right. Because in order for you to, the prerequisite, you're asking for financial increase, you're asking for promotions and more clients and all of these things. But that fork in the road is it requires an upgrade in your confidence. And again, all these are connected, right? Upgrading your confidence. Confidence comes from your confidant. Confidant is who you're speaking with the most. There's not a person in this world you speak with more than you speak to than yourself. Yourself being connected to your higher self being connected to God. It all loops back around. What do you feel is possible for your life? And I understand that when we look at the world around us, when we look outside, when we see the external, we see the things that are happening around us in the world, it can get really easy to get sucked into the indoctrination that everything is going to shit. But even in the roughest parts of this experience that we call life, there have always been people who have thrived through it. There have always been people who had some of the best of times. Some of y'all that are connected to A, you already felt it. A whole bunch of people that while we were in the middle of coronavirus and pandemics and all these things going on, they were thriving. Things were going well. Okay. So don't take the collective madness that's going on and assume that for yourself. Where is your faith and conviction? Get right with God and it will get you right with your money. Straight like that. Straight like that. I don't know how to make it any clearer. Straight like that. That was A, but I'm kind of feeling like that was for everybody. I'm feeling a little called out. Feeling a little called out. I ain't even got a wig on, and I'm like trying to secure it a little bit, right? Whew. Mm. Any afterthoughts from A before we jump into B? B folks, y'all still here with me? Y'all still here with me? B, does B want to go next? Yes. Okay. Let me read your comments. Hey, 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 hey. All right. Okay, so we're gonna jump into B. I'm gonna give y'all the face card first, the card that's on the top of that deck, and then we're gonna pull a couple cards out and see what the messages are. Same intention, same intention for deck B. Y'all want more money or y'all don't want more money, right? And when I say more money, I mean more wealth, right? Wealth can come in a lot of different ways. Wealth can come from the relief of debt, right? Wealth can come in the freedom of time. There's a lot of ways that wealth can be experienced. And the thing that we have to understand about these different expressions of wealth is one will always lead you back to the other, right? So if you can be a good steward of your wealth of this, then spirit, science will connect you to other things that are also on that frequency of wealthiness. All right. I love how some of y'all are jumping back and forth between Facebook and YouTube. I thank y'all. I appreciate y'all. Even if you're not watching me on YouTube, when you get a chance, you just go subscribe. Let's see if we can get us to 1,000 subscribers over there. I think we're at like 680 something. Um, 'Cause it's really a dormant YouTube channel that I haven't used for years, and now I'm bringing it back to life. Okay, so the face card for the B pile, the B group, you have the King of Cups coming out. King of Cups, that's the first card. Ooh, B. Wait. Wait. B. Who chose B? Show yourself. Show yourself before I get into this card. I just want to see who is live in here that chose B. Did you choose B? I just want to see. I just want to see. I'm not gonna look at the comments. I'm not gonna read the comments. I just want to be able to scroll back up and see who this connected to. All right. Because baby, ooh, I'm getting a whole lot of facial stuff going on in here. Whole lot of facial stuff coming on in here. King of Cup energy for the B crew. Oh baby, we here. That's what I want to say to the B crew. Oh, we're here. We're here. Somebody's been doing the work. Somebody, what is it you've been doing around your bed and sleep time specifically, B? You're not new to this. You're true to this. You've been doing this for a little bit. Um, and what we're talking about in terms of money and increasing money and financial flow for this B group, putting it on, putting putting that version of yourself on more often, wearing that version of yourself more often, you've created avatar for yourself. You've created an alter ego. The people who are connecting to this card B, this is a special bunch. And I'm inclined to believe that you're in this chat. You've probably been to a lot of my lives and workshops and events over the years. Because you're not new to the self help, self mastery, alternative spirituality world by any means. We're here. There are no resistant blockers. And I know you like looking around like, but Val, a bank account says this, but Val, this says that, but Val, I don't see the car, I don't see the house. Um, that neutrality that you feel in yourself, you you don't really get upset like you used to. Your stress levels don't hit where they used to hit. Probably because you've already hit rock bottom and come back up so many times that you're starting to have a muscle memory where you don't allow yourself to be things don't knock you off your square like that. They don't knock you off your out of your energy space like it once did. And so what's happening is you're connected to this frequency channel of wealth that first starts with a recalibration of the nervous system. You have the Ace of Pentacles coming up, which is a new approach to money, right? Where before you had a um, ancient attachment style around money, where when you didn't have enough, when you found yourself in that state of consciousness that we talked about being poverty, the state of wanting, right? You figured out tools. You've been journaling. You've been listening to those frequencies on YouTube, and you've been doing subliminals and all this kind of stuff. You've gotten some tools, and you've been putting those tools into practice. So you don't go there where you used to go in the depths of your victim. Oh, why is this happening to me? Oh, why hasn't this shown up for me yet? You may have your moments where you get a little frustrated, but it just doesn't, that thing you used to feel in your stomach, in your solar plexus, that would feel like an angst around money is not there. And how it can show up sometimes with that King of Cups card and that Ace of Pentacles card, while we want to jump up and down and celebrate those cards because they are really good cards, how it can show up sometimes is confusion and for those who are connected to this card, which I feel like is damn near everybody who chose B, you've been through depression. You know what depression feels like. So at moments you have this feeling, this energy where you're like, am I good? Am I all right? Because last year this would have pissed me off. Last year I'd have been screaming and snotting and sliding down a wall. Last year I'd have been in a oh woe is me, and it's another bill, and it's another debt, and it's another problem, and I don't know how I'm gonna pay this, and I don't know how I'm gonna do this, and I don't have any help, and nobody's helping me, and this job doesn't. You know how you normally go on. You know what your normal carrying on is. That's how you normally carry on. But now it's like, huh, well, it's gonna get cut off. I mean, I can make an extension, and yeah, they just gonna get what I'm gonna give them, and nah, what's for dinner? What we eating? You know, what's going on now? Right? It's like you acknowledge it, but you don't sit with it. And I need you to understand that this is a giant, giant green flag of alignment, right? There's that little line in the sand where the old versions of you can pull you back and make you think, oh, I can't believe I'm going through this again. Oh, I must be doing something wrong. There's that thing there. But even with that, you've been cutting people off. I just threw the whole pile of cards. That's you. That's what you've been doing. Hey, that's what you've been doing. A lot of the people who are far big, you know, what friends? Where your friends at? Where the folks? Right? It's real quiet for Power B. You got real funny about your energy. You got real stingy around who you spend your time with. You are here in a state of abundance. And the moment that you can sink your teeth into understanding and knowing and feeling that all of this that you experience, the neutrality, the not caring as much, the fucks being broken and not having fucks to give, the cutting people off, all of those things, if you can wrap your hands around it, your arms around it, and hold on to it and hug it as evidence of your wealth, you will blow that thing out of proportion. You will turn that faucet on the full blast if you can hold on to it and hug it and embrace it and see it as what it is. To give you some divine instruction, some concise, clear instruction. That Three of Cups is the last card that came out for you that came out in reverse. And that Three of Cups in reverse is y'all want to talk about money? Let's talk about money. Spirit is asking you to invest in your celebration. Spirit is asking you to invest in your celebration. I don't know what that means for you specifically, but maybe you know that Three of Cups wants you to be in a space of recognizing that you are so abundant, you're so in alignment, that it is safe for you to celebrate. It is safe for you to begin the foundation, the building of a new community that is in alignment with this version of you that is not all swept up into that poverty in the way that you used to. You should be waking up every moment in expectation of how opportunity is going to show itself for you because you're here. Because you're here. Do you receive it or don't you? Do you receive it? All right, now I'm gonna check the comments because I want to see who that was for. I want to see who that was for. T said, I said today it's exciting to wake up every morning to the growth that I've made. Come on, T. Yeah. Okay, let's see what we got going on here on Facebook. Woo. Okay. B crew, B crew. Oh, okay. I see it. I see y'all. I see y'all. I see Amy, Maya, Sarah. Yes. Okay. Cut them off. Anything and anyone who doesn't align with my alignment, upgrade, and not thinking twice about it has been a game changer. Literally just went and bought new bedding and some sexy set pajamas yesterday. Made my bed up and said this morning, I cannot wait to get all up in there tonight. Sleeping like a rich bitch. Yes. Yes. That's the energy. That's the energy. Okay. Ooh, y'all got me scared to see. Y'all got me shaking in my knees. What's she gonna be? Because these two messages came out strong. If you want a flash sale, these flash sales are for my real life supporters. I don't know how to make this any clearer, but I'm gonna give y'all this while I'm shuffling this last pile because these have been on fire. I'm gonna shuffle these last piles. First, I'm gonna anoint my hands. I don't think I've ever anointed my hands so many times in one read, but that's what we own tonight, so we're gonna do it. That's what I want to say about these flash sales. Um, this is for the people that's really, really, really supporters for real. For the people who know that I am here in a space of service, that I am grateful to be able to use my gifts in these ways, but that understand that I am building something much larger than myself. Um, the Sunday School Dropout show has been in development and has changed a million times and has been perfected and crafted and um, just it is my life's work. It is the thing I'm most passionate about. It is the first thing I wake up thinking about in the morning. It's the last thing I think about before I go to bed at night. And it requires a massive amount of my time. And it has been the beautiful supporters of these pages who have helped to keep the passion alive. Keep the passion alive. We're gonna get this show out. Y'all gonna pry it out my dead hands, one or the other. Right? And so when I do these flash sales, when I say I want to create a flash sale that's specific for you, specific to what budget you have in mind, specific to what your specific needs are, it's because I only want to do this work in service. And whatever funds go into you booking a session with me, whether you're doing work with me in whatever kind of way, have me create something for your altar, whatever it is, that's you sowing the seed into the ministry that I'm building. And one day, when Sunday School Dropout Show is a household name, I want you to feel it. I want you to succeed as the show succeeds. So I only want the people who really truly want to sow a seed into what I'm doing to comment, flash, share, or jump on my inbox. And I love you. All right, last group. Last group. Are we ready? Is there anybody in here who chose C? Or if you chose other cards and you're also waiting on C, I'm gonna have to deal with this mess I got in just a second here because that whole pile of cards hit the floor. That whole pile of cards hit the floor. So we got the messages coming through that are supposed to come through. First card coming through for C, right out the gate, is Four of Pentacles. Four of Pentacles. That's your main card. Okay. I know when we start talking about these Four of Pentacles, the energy that's connected to that C is you want to talk about finance, but you specifically want to talk about stability, right? We know that four energy. We start talking about four, four, four. Ooh, I'm hearing the four is the plan, the four is the assignment. So the stability that you're looking for is not going to be able to be an offshoot from the assignment. And if you don't know what your assignment is, look at the work that you've already been doing because that's pointing you in the direction. And if you don't like what you're doing right now, then there's another step to the assignment. You're looking for stability, but the stability will be found in you doing the thing um, that you needed, you being who you needed, you showing up in the world as who you needed. Whatever version of yourself that was, whether it's a child version of yourself, an adult version of yourself, assistance, support, products, services, you being what you need to others, stabilizes you, gives you what you are looking for that feels like being stabilized. You guys know how I feel about that word stable. We put horses in stables, horses jump over stables. Stables are illusions of containment, illusions of safety. where all sense of safety comes. It comes from God. It comes from a feeling within. It comes from a higher source than that, right? So the first messages that are coming across for this C group is you have always been the stabilizer. You have always been. Look, look at your life. You're the fixer. You're the one that people bring in to calm the room, to calm the storm. You're the one who knows how to speak to the people who need to be spoken to. You're the one who makes a way, who knows how to call a way in out of no way. You've always been that, right? So understanding first and foremost that a job isn't going to do that, a business isn't going to do that, a lover isn't going to do that. Nothing else is going to provide that stability other than you having faith in yourself, right? See, a lot of us don't understand that we have a God whistle. We have a God whistle inside of us. This is for the people who resonate with coffee now. I want you to hear me out for a second. You got a God whistle inside of you. When it hits the fan, when it gets rough, when they put you between a hard place and a rock, you got a God whistle. When you go into that space within yourself and you say, all right, okay, spirit, all right, ancestors, all right, creation. It's like you blow a whistle, emergency whistle, and all of a sudden something happens. How many times have you proved that to yourself? How much evidence do you need of that? Somebody will offer you a way to make money out of no way. You'll have a place to stay out of no way. You'll have something that you thought was going to go left goes right out of the blue, and you can't even really explain that. You are not going to continue to disrespect your gifts in such a way that you don't acknowledge that that is you, that is you in co-creation doing this, right? I'm gonna pull these other cards up for C, but there's a lot of messages coming through for C that need to be heard. We need to acknowledge Page of Swords. Page of Swords. That's the other part of your gift connected to money. You call in messengers. You call in network. You call in community. You have people who will speak your name in the right room. And just that magic in itself, that's how you keep yourself stable. How else do you keep yourself stable? See, Wheel of Fortune, Wheel of Fortune. Sometimes you just damn lucky. Sometimes it feels like luck. Sometimes you just are in the space in that time and it lined up for you. It feels lucky. Let me tell you something. When you ask God's source energy how you can become stable, God's source energy, I gave it to you already. I speak your names in the rooms that are supposed to be spoken in. I put you in situations where things can line up a certain kind of way, and you mad because sometimes it's by the hair of your chinny chin chin. And you mad because you don't get to have all the control over it. God said it is a co-creative process. And furthermore, the moment you honor that you have these gifts, the moment you look at your past and recognize the evidence of how many times you have stabilized yourself already, and that it is in you to do, it is natural to you, it is your supernatural gift. The moment that you embrace it, you can utilize it so much better. You can utilize it so much better. Woo! Woo! Stable, the stability of you. It's always been you. And the moment you recognize it, you'll have a better, you won't say control over it, but you'll be in a better concert and harmony with it, right? I'm gonna pull one more card for C because that we lighten each other up tonight, y'all. Four of Cups. That Four of Cups. We can't get away from the four. It is your focus. Four of Cups. It is your emotional stability. That's the other gift that God's energy wants you to acknowledge tonight. Your ability to stay calm. See what we just talked about with B. Everybody wanted that card B because that B was like, we already here. We're good. We're great. We're wonderful. But what we want with that B is B. What did we say? They are wonderful at responding and nurturing to their emotions and their mood. They will go buy new pajamas, go buy new bed sets, whatever they have to do to manage their mood, to manage their emotions. Stabilizing that is what connects to the stability in the finances that you want to go. There it is. There it is. All right, you guys. Final thoughts? Any questions in the chat? Oh my goodness. Um, I'm going to do something that I'm feeling called to do in the moment. It is vulnerable and it is me being obedient and it is me putting out an active manifestation. Uh, in the new apartment, still need things, still need the studio together. We're going to need more camera equipment. There's lots of things that we need. The biggest need as of right now is a vehicle, an actual vehicle to move through the world with that will allow me to be able to even get out and get the things that we need. Um, I am actively calling that in. I am actively calling that in. And I want you to bear witness to it. Um, and I want you to to just remember this moment in this time where I'm calling this directly in. I don't need to have control over it. I've seen some cars that I really love. I've seen some things that I just need a couple $1,000s and we can do this or do that. I've seen some things. Things have been presented to me, right? But I'm open to how that vehicle drives into my life. And I know it will be exactly what's needed. It'll have space for the live show equipment and all the things that we need. It'll have my sunroof because y'all know I'm a sun baby. I got to get the sun on my skin. And it will be all that I need for the family and the business. And I can't wait to share with you guys when I have the keys in hand. I love you so much. Stuff in my inbox. If there's anything that I can do, um, any way that I can work with you creatively or intuitively, uh, all things considered at this point right now. I love you so much. I'm so grateful that you were here to get these messages. And it is my prayer and intention that it shifts everything. It shifts everything. I cannot wait for you to slide in my DMs and text me and let me know how these financial increases, wealth increases, show up in your experience. Amen. Asha. Namaste. Good night, y'all. Bye, YouTube. I love y'all. Come back now. You hear?